We all need time to ourselves in a place free of noise and also free of judgment. In our lives, that place is often hard to find, but if we don't find it and visit it often, our lives can become hard to bear and make us hard to live with. Do you have a place of peace? Let's get into it. Hello everyone, Wallace Russell from CoachWallaceRussell.com. There's a general statement that the human needs for life are food, clothing, and shelter. Let's talk about shelter for a minute. The definition of shelter is something that covers or affords protection. Shelter can provide protection from the elements, provide you with a sense of security, but does yours provide you with peace and contentment? When I was a child, my shelter was inadequate. Generally speaking, it was fine. But for me, there were things that were missing. I had a roof over my head. I had regular meals. I had loved ones around me, and I was relatively safe. But there were some things that I lacked, and I felt the lack for them. One of them was security. We didn't live in a great neighborhood. So there was always the possibility of a break-in, and I experienced that, not from firsthand, but some of my birthday presents from time to time did disappear. So that was something I had to live with. But also, theft came from inside, because there were things that were mine, including money and other things that were taken from members of my family. And this was something I had to live with, but I never felt fully safe yet. I didn't freeze to death. I had a place to go. I had my own bed. So whether or not it was adequate is sort of up to me and maybe the state if they would have gotten involved. So what did I do? Because I didn't have what I needed at home. Well, I went and tried to find it somewhere else. Maybe at a friend's house. Maybe a place in the park. I did long walks, and I mean really long walks. Like I would get up early, maybe on a Saturday morning, and walk for easily 10 miles, stopping at various places, but just sort of getting lost in the crowd and having the safety of being anonymous and just being able to stop and sit somewhere on a bench and be in my thoughts and not have to worry about ridicule and not have to worry about someone taking something from me. And I needed that because I couldn't get it at home, and that made being at home and being at school or wherever very hard for me. Many adults don't have this option. When I got my own home, like I live in my own home now, there's peace all over the place. There's no ridicule, there's no danger. I live in a very safe neighborhood, very comfortable neighborhood. It is as quiet or as loud or as crowded as I want it to be, and that is beautiful for me. And I'm able to have that at will. But there are many people that don't have that option. Adult people that have their own home that don't have that option. I had a friend who was married, beautiful wife, 3 daughters, and they lived in a 2-bedroom house. It was the adults' room and there was the girls' room. So when he wanted to go somewhere to have peace, there was really nowhere to go because the bedroom he shared with his wife and everything else was shared with the family. So what he chose to do is he would go to the bathroom. That was his place of peace. He had the newspaper delivered to him every day. So he would take that paper, the physical paper, and he would go into that bathroom and lock himself in. And he would stay in there for however long it took till he got what he needed. And sometimes it would be more than an hour sitting there reading the paper and enjoying the peace. He ignored the knocks on the door. He ignored the complaints because he knew what he needed so that he could continue to be good to his family and be good to his life. And he took that. But that's a very hard thing to do, considering this is the house you live in and at least pay for partially and have to go to the bathroom to have peace. I also have a friend who is a much better situation, or perhaps a much worse situation. He lives in a huge house. There are multiple bedrooms, and the children are not always there, and some of the children are grown, but he has a place they can all come to if they want to. So he doesn't have an office, though. There's no place to close the door. He could go to the bathroom, but it's the bathroom. It's the best bathroom in the house. And so his wife comes in and out there as much as he wants. And that's not wrong. But when he wants to do something on his own, free from observation, free from ridicule, free from nosiness, he has to leave. His house is over $500,000, but he can't get that peace at home. He goes to find it somewhere else. And where he goes, we can talk about that a little later, but he has to go outside of his house to get the peace that he needs. A lot of people don't get the peace they need, and they wait too long. Go away for nights or days at a time because they need it, but they also, when dealing with it, because they've waited too long, cause problems at home. And not everyone can lock themselves in the bathroom and still maintain marital bliss. So finding your peace or your place of peace, free from noise, concerns, and judgment, is important to your loved ones, to your job, to the functionality of your life. What do some people do to get their place of peace, to find their place of peace? Some people go to a coffee shop and sit there and drink their coffee and listen to music or watch television on their laptop. Some people go to the park and read a book. Some people go to a bar to drink and be around people who are not all in their business, but yet still be able to relate and connect with people. Some people go to the library. Many have practices that they do, and this is a good thing. Practices like working out. Some people go to the gym to work out and get all of that out their system, and then they can go be great for their loved ones and the other people in their life. Some people choose meditation. Some people just play golf. Like my friend I talked about earlier. He'll go to the golf course and have all the peace and serenity that he needs. Still, there are others that may use substances or situations to deal with their lack of peace. Maybe hanging out with friends, maybe alcohol, maybe some drug of some sort, weed maybe one-night stands. You'd be surprised what people will do to get what they feel like they need when they have not had it long enough. The key here is to manage it. You don't want to wait till you need peace. You want to have a life where you get peace regularly so that the need never arises, so that you don't need to do something extreme to get what you have been lacking. You can starve from lack of peace. And people who are starving don't tend to behave well, but they have to do it because starving is something you have to deal with. So it's important to find your place of peace, your place where you can go and think and be free of judgment and free of someone else's intention and will over you, someplace you can go. And if you don't have that in your life, there's a price you're going to pay. So again, don't wait for the need to arise. Find a place of peace and go there, or a thing of peace and a practice of peace, and go there regularly, weekly, maybe a few times a week, whatever it takes for you to have that zen that you need, so that you can have even keel on your emotions and your challenges. And because the weight of the world is a lot to take, always. It just is. But having a place of peace is a tool that will enable you to endure it and deal with it better, and maybe even smile a little bit. So, where is your place of peace? If you feel so inclined, please share it in the comments below. Thank you for taking the time to watch this video. I look forward to reading any comments or suggestions that you put in the comment section below. I'm also looking forward to an opportunity to work with you as a life coach. If you feel so inclined, please check the link in the comments below that will enable you to set up a free consultation. We can do it on Zoom, we can have a conversation, and see if perhaps we could work together in a way that would benefit us both. As always, your time and your energy is appreciated. I can't do this without you. So please continue to support, hit the like and subscribe button, and we'll see you next time.